Ladies and gentlemen, Primetime CP23 here. I am not in my office. I'm at home. Here to talk today about that game right there, Halo 5 Guardians. As of recording this, it is October 30th, 2016, which means Halo 5 Guardians has been out for 368 days. That's math. Math is fun. I just wanted to briefly do a 1 year later video about Halo 5 because this game I've played a lot. More than I'm comfortable with. But that's life. So I actually got this game at launch. I had pre-ordered it online and had it pre-downloaded. And then on October 27th, 2015, I made a deal with my boss and I left the office early. I left at 10 p.m. instead of 3 a.m. And worked from home the rest of the night so that I could play Halo 5 when it was brand new. The reason behind this is because me, my friend Jake, and I think it was, I don't know, it was either Brandon or Caleb. It was, somebody Jake knows. We went through the campaign. And it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun going through that first night that the game launched. We went through, we beat the campaign on heroic difficulty. It took us, I think, 6 or 7 hours, something like that. And then we played a few games of Warzone, which at the time was like a big deal. It was the new game mode. And we'll get more into my thoughts on Warzone in a little bit. But it was fun. We had a great time. I remember the scene in the third mission, or the fourth mission, something like that, where Master Chief and Spartan Locke are having their little fist fight. We were getting so hyped. Like, we were so excited about that. That scene was probably the high point of the game. And, like, a lot of the reviews and stuff I've seen for that game, that was, like, they were all mad. They were like, oh, no, well, we wanted a real fight instead of a cutscene that we couldn't skip and we couldn't partake in. And I'm like, it was good how it was. I really enjoyed it. So what else? Then, so at launch of Halo 5, we had campaign, arena, and Warzone. That's it. At launch, it was not a great game. It was a flawed game. It had some server issues, not a whole lot. I mean, nothing like Master Chief Collection. But it had some issues. But we powered through. We enjoyed it. We played it a lot, Jake and I especially. And then there was a time when we kind of fell off. We didn't really play it too much. And during that time, there were 5 or 6 free updates that made the game better than we could have hoped for. In post-launch updates, Halo 5 added Oddball, well, Assault, but still. But added Assault, Griffball, Infection, Firefight, Big Team Battle, I'm sure there's some others. But the point is, the amount of crap that they added to this game after launch shows two things. One, it shows that 343 is committed to making a better product, which is good. That's what you always want from your game developers. But the second thing it shows is that this game was not a finished product when they launched it. And that's a little depressing, but it's not like it was as bad as Master Chief Collection. Master Chief Collection will, from here until the end of time, be the yardstick that all broken games are measured by. That's how bad Master Chief Collection was. But this was better. So post-launch, we've also received, in those free updates, we've received a crap ton of free rec stuff, armors, weapons, etc. And more importantly, we've received a bunch of new maps. Now, some of those maps were not great. Torque and Riptide are probably the worst maps in Halo 5, by far. But that's okay. They were trying. And they really have made those maps better through different balance changes and such. But I mean, these are the things that 343 has done to make this a better game. And I, for one, appreciate it. They also gave us a remake of Haven from Halo 4. And they gave us that update after they said they were done. They said they weren't putting out any more free updates. And what did they do? They came out and put out another free update that gave us Mercy, which is the remake of Haven. They gave us a new Warzone Assault map. They gave us a crap ton of new rec points. They gave us rec items. They gave us the arm off of a hunter, like, to just spew green crap at people. I mean, what could be better than that, right? So, personally, I can firmly say that this game is better now than it was when it launched a year ago. Significantly better. To the point where this might be my favorite Halo ever. Just because the amount of stuff that they've added to it, the amount of stuff that is in this game. The thruster pack, I can kind of take it or leave it. The sprinting, the infinite sprinting is fine with me. They tied it to your shields. I'm okay with it. It's not a bad thing. This is 2016. Every game that comes out is going to have sprint. And that's okay. And they managed to make it so that sprint, while yes, it's important, it's also fairly balanced, because it does tie in with your shields, and, you know, if you're getting shot, you can't just run away. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with sprint. Spartan Charge might be the worst thing that's ever happened in a Halo game, though. Literally, it might be the worst thing that has ever happened. That mechanic is so dumb. And yes, one does not simply whatever. But yeah, Spartan Charge. It enables players who don't want to shoot a gun. I am sorry about that. That was very loud. And if it deafened you, I deeply apologize. Please keep watching, though. But anyway, Spartan Charge, it enables players who don't want to shoot a gun. And that's a very bad thing for Halo. Halo is about gun skill, and map positioning. Map positioning, they made it a lot more balanced in Halo 5 because of the nerf on sprint. You can't just infinitely run into the same section over and over again, because you're going to get shot and you're going to lose shield. But Spartan Charge needs a nerf badly. I think the perfect nerf for it would be an even longer recharge time, for lack of a better term, before you can melee again or shoot your gun. That's how I think you fix Spartan Charge. Ground pounding, it's a little annoying when you get ground pounded, especially when you're in the middle of doing something. But I mean, it's not a bad mechanic. It's not a mechanic I use a whole lot because the controller layout I use is Recon, and with Recon, melee and ground pound is B, and so it's kind of hard to aim with your thumbstick while holding down melee. So yeah, so I don't ground pound very much, but ground pound is not a bad thing. In fact, I kind of get why it's in there, because you are a Spartan and you have a 1,000-pound suit of armor on you. So yeah, when you jump from a certain height, yeah, it's probably gonna make a big boom. So now we come to SmartLink. SmartLink is a great mechanic. I have nothing bad to say about SmartLink. It's that simple. It's a travesty that it wasn't in Halos before this. Just plain and simple. Now, the game modes themselves. I have yet to hear a good excuse on why we do not have King of the Hill and Oddball in Halo 5 yet. Yes, we have Assault. Yes, I think you can change the game rules in Assault in custom games to basically play like Oddball. I know you can change it to play Assault like Ricochet. I've seen a video of Luke the Notable, a pretty big Halo YouTuber, playing Ricochet with his friends, and it looks pretty good. I'd like to see them actually add that as an official game mode. But anyway, back to my point. There's no reason for King of the Hill to not be in this game. I understand they're trying to push Strongholds as that type of game, but no. It's not the same thing. It's not as good as King of the Hill. I like just randomly chucking grenades into a hill and getting kills. It's fun. I miss it. I desperately miss King of the Hill. Oddball's the same kind of thing. It's just... these are game modes that have been in the game since forever. I don't even know which Halo began those two game modes, and I don't care. It's unacceptable that Halo 5 is the first game that doesn't have those game modes in it. It's just unacceptable to me. Infection is the best Infection I've played. Just plain and simple. It's my favorite Infection type game mode out of a Halo game. Big Team Battle, I don't like the maps, but part of that, it's not 343's fault. But in the same way, it is their fault because they never gave us any actual Big Team Battle maps. They gave us 3 or 4 Forge maps. and said, hey, here's a big team battle playlist. No, that's not acceptable. They rely too much on Forge. Or rather, on the Forge community. It's not the end of the world. I'm not a huge big team battle guy anyway. And so part of me says, oh, well, they lean too much on the Forge community to make these big team battle maps. But then the other part of me thinks, well, but then we got actual arena maps. We got free arena maps instead. And I'm okay with that. Oh dear God. I don't know why it's doing that. Hopefully it stops doing that, though. So, arena's good. The ranks, they're a little too easy to manipulate for upper level players. You know, if you're like really good at the game, it's a little too easy for you to manipulate the ranking systems and create Smurf accounts. That's in my opinion. A lot of people say, oh, well, you know, it leads to not having any good montage or any good montaging abilities. And yeah, I get that. But you know what? Plain and simple, it's not good. Smurfing is not good. It's not good for players that should be ranked diamond to be playing against people that are bronze or silver or even gold. There's a big difference between gold and diamond. So it frustrates me a little bit. The ranking system in general frustrates me a little bit because it seems arbitrary at times. Like, I don't know if it's specifically when I'm playing against people who are partied up, but in most playlists, I'm either a gold or platinum. But sometimes just randomly there will be a diamond or an onyx in my game, and it doesn't make sense. There's no universe where an onyx should be playing against a gold, unless the gold is partied up with an onyx. And in that case, the gold player should be playing against onyx players. Or there should be some kind of balance there where like they're playing against platinums. Either way, I just don't like the ranking system. I don't think they did a very good job on the ranking system. I appreciate the effort, and I'm glad that we have some form of ranking system. I just don't think it works as well as it should. And it definitely needs some work going into Halo 6. The esports side of things is beautiful. I love that they're supporting esports and trying to make competitive Halo a real thing again. I really appreciate that. As someone who loves Halo and I love watching competitive Halo, I really like the HCS. I think it's a great system. Now the LAN system could use a little work. The fact that there's like 3 LANs a year that are sanctioned by 343 and actually have their private servers. Oh, God, servers. Private servers, rather. Can someone remind me again why Xbox One doesn't have LAN? Can anyone remind me of this? I don't know if they ever gave us a reason or if it was just a meh, you'll do okay with online only. But that's an Xbox thing. That's not really 343's fault. But it is still frustrating. So Warzone. Warzone was so hyped coming into Halo 5. And a year later, I never play Warzone. I will occasionally play Warzone Assault, but I never play Warzone. Like, ever. Because it's not fun. because the teams are so wildly unbalanced every single game. Almost every game of Warzone I've played, I've ended up either on a team that just cannot get a kill on the opponents, cannot kill an AI, and is just completely useless, or I'm on the other side of that, and I'm playing with a team that, wins 1,000 to 300, and it's not fun. It's unbalanced, and I don't know how much of that is 343's fault and how much of it is, like Spartan companies that are trying to exploit things. I really don't know. But, it's just not fun. But, under the Warzone banner, we also have Warzone Firefight, which is excellent. I love Warzone Firefight. It is significantly more fun for me than either of the other Warzones. And when I'm playing, with a friend, it's really more fun to me than Arena, because I'm not a great player. And pretty much the only person I play Halo with is Jake. Jake is a Onyx type player. I think he's a little below Onyx most of the time. But Diamond at the lowest. Mid to high Diamond to Onyx is, I think, where Jake normally is. And so a lot of times we end up matching people at his skill level, and it's just not fun because I'm not that good. And so I get frustrated, he gets frustrated that, I'm getting mad and making bad plays, bad decisions, and it just doesn't go that well. So a lot of times these days we'll just play, we'll just end up playing Firefight, and it's a lot more fun. That way we both get a lot of kills, we both have fun, there's still teamwork, and the flood of gold packs that you get from playing Warzone is pretty cool. I like it that they actually finally started throwing some rec packs at us. Speaking of rec packs, I had to get into microtransactions. There was never any doubt that I was going to talk about it in a Halo 5 review. Sorry. So rec packs. They're not inherently bad. When I first heard that there were going to be rec packs, when I first heard that there were going to be microtransactions in Halo 5, I was really frustrated because I thought it would be more of a forced thing. And to some extent, at this point in the game's life cycle, you have to have some rec packs if you're going to play Warzone. Warzone Assault, a little less important. In Warzone Firefight, you pretty much just need vehicles. If you have vehicles, you're good in Firefight. So, I'm okay with the theory of microtransactions at this point in this way, the way they're done in Halo 5. It's not a good path to be on, though. Microtransactions are not a good thing for video games in general. In this specific instance, the way Halo 5 has done them, they're not as bad as they could be, because it's not really a pay-to-win system. It's a pay-to-unlock crap. Unfortunately, if you don't pay money, it's going to take a long freaking time to unlock everything. I am currently, I believe, a rank 89. I have 7 or 8 days played on Halo 5. And just a few weeks ago, I completed the silver rec packs, which means I have every item that comes in silver rec packs. Every certification, every armor unlock, every emblem, blah, blah, all that. So when I buy a silver pack, it just gives me like 3,000 rec points back. And then all of the single-use crap. There's no actual unlocks. And as much as I've played this game, it seems like that should have happened a lot sooner. It seems like I should have completed the silver rec packs a lot sooner than I did. But I don't know. Maybe there was something I wasn't optimizing. I don't know. I just know that it took a whole hell of a lot of playtime to unlock all of the silver stuff. And now that I have all the silver stuff unlocked, now I'm trying to unlock the everything in gold packs, which takes literally twice as long, and I fully understand why some people are buying rec packs at this point. Because it's a grind. It's a grind for a year later to still have to play, 10 to 12 games to get a single rec pack. That's a grind. It's a ridiculous grind. But, and I kind of get it, because a lot of the reason behind that is 343 wins either way. Either one, you're still playing their game a lot. You're grinding, trying to get more rec points. Or two, you're buying rec packs. Either way, 343 wins. And that's where it gets a little dicey. That's where it becomes, well, maybe they should have done this differently. Because a year later, it doesn't seem like it's right for them as a company to essentially be trapping their fan base like that. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, make sure and tell me in the comments. Tell me what you think in the comments, especially about the rec point system. Tell me your thoughts on anything I've said in this and any opinions you have on Halo 5, but especially about rec points. Rec points are extremely important, and the community as a whole needs to give opinions without being cancerous. If all 343 sees is just people spewing acid and cancer at them, they're not going to listen. 343 has shown us so far that they're pretty good about attempting to make changes, trying to appease the audience. But there comes a point where they're going to be sick of it, where they're just going to start catering to the new fans. And they're just going to leave the old fans by the wayside. Because when after a year of just yelling at 343, when they're still not making the changes that you specifically want, maybe it's not them. Maybe it's the way you are presenting yourself. So that was kind of the point of this whole review, is I wanted to show appreciation to 343 that they've continued to work on this game, that they've continued to try to make it better, and to show... Hold on. Sorry, my cat was trying to get on my computer tower. Anyway, so that's kind of the point of this video, is I want to show 343 that I appreciate what they've done. I appreciate this game that they've given to us. Overall, they did a very good job on this game, and they've done an even better job post-launch. They've done a very good job of trying to keep us happy, to keep us playing the game that we've been playing for so many years. Me personally, Halo is the game that made me buy an Xbox. And yeah, that happened for me in 2012, not 2004 like most people. that, like most people that are Halo fanboys, rather. But, so maybe I'm a newer generation fan, but any way you look at it, for every diehard Halo fan like me, there's 2 or 3 more diehard Halo fans that just spend all their time just shitting on this game, telling the world, telling Reddit, telling 343 and Halo Waypoint how bad this game is. And it's not. It's not a bad game. The only people who are saying that this game is just the worst thing ever are the old Halo 2 fanboys that you're never going to please no matter what you do. So, I just wanted to give a more neutral, level-headed approach to critiquing the few things that still need fixed. We still need better big team maps. We need non-forge big team maps. We need balance changes in Warzone. Maybe even a ranked Warzone playlist. Which I know that sounds weird since Warzone is like the, for lack of a better term, social playlists. And that's another thing I forgot to mention. Give us an actual social slayer, an actual 5v5 social slayer playlist. Like, that'd be great. Thanks. But there's got to be a way to balance Warzone a little better so that all the games aren't just such ridiculous snowball grinds. But at this point, I think I'm pretty much just repeating myself. I think I've basically said everything I needed to get off my chest. Halo 5, happy late birthday. I greatly enjoy this game. And I really, truly believe that Halo 6, whenever it comes out, is going to be the best Halo yet. I think it's going to fix the problems from Halo 5, and it's going to advance the good parts of Halo 5 and just make them better. I'm really excited for the future of Halo because where it is right now, it's already in a pretty good place. Keep supporting esports. Keep pumping out good maps, or just maps, or just updates of some kind. Just show us that you care, 343. 343i, just show us that you're trying, and we're going to keep supporting you. 2 final notes. 1, don't lie about your marketing with Halo 6. Like, don't tell us that it's going to be this big, Chief versus Locke, and then have those two only share, like, one cutscene together. Like, that kind of ticked me off. I know it ticked off a lot of the community. I didn't talk too much about the campaign in this because, I mean, campaign hasn't changed since launch. The same gripes and complaints that people have had about the campaign for the last year are still valid today. That's why I didn't really focus too much on campaign. Overall, I enjoyed it, though. It was not the best Halo campaign. That was easily Halo 4's campaign. But it's also not the worst. It's not Halo CE. Hopefully I just alienated everyone watching this. Anyway. And 2... if anyone from 343 is actually watching this, which I highly doubt, don't get me wrong, I understand that my viewership is like next to nothing, and 343 is not going to be watching this. But on the incredibly off chance someone from 343 is watching this, can you please fix Master Chief Collection? I know it's infinitely better than it was at launch, but it's still not great. It still doesn't really work properly. So, yeah. Maybe I'll do a... If this video gets a few views and people seem to like it, then maybe I will do a Halo Master Chief Collection 2 years later video in a couple weeks when it's November 11th. So, make sure to check out my Twitch page, which is right here. Wow, mirrors are hard. Twitch.tv/PrimetimeCP23. And I don't know why I did the voice. And also make sure to like this video, subscribe, most importantly, comment. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me how you think I did, if I actually got my points across in this video. And go follow me on Twitter. The link will be in the description below. So until next time, it's Primetime CP23, and I'm out.